Hello, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paige. With the story times, I have another story to share. So let's start off with the fact that I feel like I can do, should I do two stories in one? Because it was in the same trip. Okay, so on my way to Thailand, this was my flight on the way there. I was sitting next to these two people. I'm not going to say where from because I feel like that's not the point of the story. And that's, do you get what I mean? Like, it's not, the point of it is not where they're from or anything like that. The point is that they're a bunch of rude people. And I was sitting next to two people and then one other person with them was on the following row. I'm sitting on this window seat and we're having a peaceful flight on the way to Thailand from Sydney, Australia. We start off with our windows open. Everyone has their window open. It's starting to get darker with our windows down, and then sometimes we put it back open, down, like the whole plane. And the people next to me were already rude enough, and on the plane I did not have the best, are they air hostess or flight attendants on the way there, because they actually just ignored me like I wasn't there and only spoke to the two people next to me. So I did not eat on my plane ride there. 8 hours on the way there. I didn't even get food. I actually ordered food as part of my thing. I've paid for it and I didn't get the food that I paid for. But the people next to me got the food, got water. I actually only got water. Did I even get, they actually ignored me from all necessities, which is crazy and so weird. It's like I literally put my hand up when they walked past. I literally called out, I said whatever and completely ignored. They even looked at me once and rolled their eyes and kept walking when they were asking everyone, like when it was time to eat food. Yeah, they just looked at me and rolled their eyes. I did not get up once because I was in the end seat. I don't want to get up and down and go to the bathroom when I'm on the end seat and the people next to me are like older than me, because I just feel like that's a bit annoying for them to get up and get down, and I'm on the window seat, so I was fine. Went to the toilet right before my flight. But this is where it gets to the juicy part. I'm on the plane and people are starting to open their windows because they want to see the sky. They got the seat next to the window, they want to look. Is that not allowed to look? And I open mine and I don't put it at the brightest bit. I check if the people next to me are awake or sleeping. They're awake. I don't put it at the brightest bit. I put it like 1, 2, 3 at first. And this guy, like, how do I describe him? Like, I'll just describe his character and you guess kind of what he looks like. He puts his glasses down to look at me, like the clear glasses, like prescription or non-prescription, but they look like prescription glasses. And he's not in my row, he's in the next row, and he pulls it down to look at me. And I can see him staring at me, and before this he was actually staring at me even when my blinds were down. He was completely staring, like, I don't know, but at first I thought he was just looking at the people next to me because he was with them. They were speaking together loud, like they were screaming at the top of their voice in their language, loud. And honestly, I didn't bat an eye or say anything about it because I had headphones in, until I noticed that he wasn't staring at them, he was staring at me for a very long time. So I had one earphone in at some point and everyone was actually turning up their windows all the way up so they could see outside, because if you get a window seat and you want to see the view, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You got that seat. So I turned mine up a little bit more. It's daytime for a fact, and this guy gets agitated. He starts screaming at me across the plane, like screaming, but he can't speak English, so I can't really hear. And he's screaming at me, shaking his head, like his whole face is going red from like a pale skin tone to complete red from me opening my window when he's not even anywhere near it. He wouldn't even see it if he wasn't staring at me, so maybe just don't look at me. How about that? Anyway, so he's staring getting agitated, shaking his head. His whole head is red. It's like he can't even breathe because of my looking at my own window, when he can just not stop staring at me and it will not bother him. And he's shaking, screaming. He's going like this, like, put it down. So I put it down slightly. I'm not putting it down all the way, because first of all, you wouldn't have this problem if you weren't just staring at me in a creepy way. True. So I put it down a bit, and he's still even more angry. And when you see someone so angry about something so silly, someone like me laughs at everything. So I'm trying not to laugh. Like, I'm like I'm shocked. Like, I'm trying not to laugh, because why is this man yelling at me for him staring at me and him not sitting with his own people? Like, if you wanted to sit with them, book yourselves together. If you don't want to see any of my light, how about you just don't stare at me? Then your problem is solved. How about you stop being a creep, and then you won't be so angry? How about that? If you weren't a creep, you wouldn't be so mad at yourself and at other people around you. How about that? Clock that. So he's staring, he's angry, he's agitated. I put it down a bit. Then I'm starting to get a bit scared, because like, he's actually like going completely crazy over himself being a creep. Like, the nothing. And I put it down heaps more quickly, because I'm thinking, like, what? And I put it down all the way to the point where there's nothing, and he's still angry. And he says something in his own language and says, African Somalians something, like saying that this is what those people do. First of all, like, to the person right next to me, and they're like actually talking mad rubbish about me and about Somalis and African people. And I look to the side, like, generally confused, because first of all, where did you get that thing that Somalis do whatever? Like, if I was Somali or not, where did you get that from to be saying something like that? Second of all, I'm not Somali. So, like, I don't know, he has I think it's internalized racism that he has, or that they all have as a whole, because something was just so off, and I had to be on that plane ride with them for like over 8 hours. So yeah, that wasn't too great, but luckily it was just like one way there. Yeah, so that was creepy. What's that noise? Imagine it's him. My next story is another thing that happened in Thailand, which this one I have footage, screenshots, everything of it. So I will add those in. I feel like I can add in stuff that happened to me. Maybe don't act weird and I won't have the evidence. Okay, let's go into my chats. So, I made some friends, American friends, and I was hanging out with them and for a little bit, and my friend was hanging out with one of the friends they made, and we planned to meet each other it was on Bangalore Road, so you know, it's a bit some funny stuff happens there, interesting stuff. We were going to meet at Sugar, the club, and I was in line at Sugar, and this person comes up to me and says, "You're the most beautiful, you're this, you're that, da. And then they said, "Can I have a kiss?" Sorry? I was generally confused, like, what? Confused and creeped out. And they were not stopping, like, they were coming right at me, saying all this stuff. I'll actually add in some footage. And do you know what? They asked me for a kiss for a certain amount of money, and they kept raising the price each time I said no. They said, "How about this? How about this?" All the way to the point where it was $1,000, but that's in Thai dollars. I turn and look, and I'm generally like shocked and confused why someone like, that's crazy. And do you know what he was trying to do? Just come around the corner quick. It'll be quick. I'm not gonna do anything. Like, this person was definitely planning on like grabbing me and stealing me. And he's just like, just come around the corner, I'm not gonna do anything. Like I'm not gonna do anything. And I'm thinking, excuse me? I said, no, no, no. They're like, how old are you? I told them. They still wanted to. And I'm in that line and I'm texting. I'll show you what I said. Okay, keep in mind that my texts were fast and some crazy stuff, okay? So I have messages saying, I'm coming. I was just at the somewhere else I went with the Americans. I said, this guy wants yo pay 1,000 for a kiss, bro. Scary. I took a picture of where I was and yeah, I sent my location. So my friend was already at Sugar, which Sugar's actually a really nice place, a really nice club actually. But yeah, he wanted, I think his intentions were, he thought I was going to be silly enough to be like, yeah, like I'm gonna give you a kiss and you're gonna give me money and we're gonna go around the corner. And I think his intention was to do something scary and crazy. And luckily I was in a huge crowd. Bangalore Road is packed, it's crazy. The line to Sugar is crazy. Everyone wants to be at Sugar nightclub. So luckily and thankfully for that. I hope you guys enjoyed these like 2 stories in one. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget to check out my social medias. I'll add them right here. Bye.